Universities started playing an important role in asking questions about this back then in the 70s. But soon enough, it was evident that we did not want to have universities asking questions. So there was a big influx of money from industry to support research at universities. And that led to research that was favorable to the development of the industry and publicity that was simply promotional of the technologies.
The reality is that in our land-grant university system, and certainly in the U.S. Department of Agriculture, there's a small tolerance for people doing research that directly challenges the conventional wisdom.
It's ridiculous. You know, the recent work that we've done on the movement of transgenes in corn in the Centers of Diversification was run on $2,000. Compare that to $25 million coming the other way in exactly my college. And that is the only piece of work that I know is actually happening.
The biotech industry aggressively attacked scientists whose research questioned the safety and impact of genetically modified crops. Renowned scientist Dr. Arpad Pushtai was suspended 2 days after discussing his research that raised questions about the depressed immune systems and growth of rats which had been fed genetically modified potatoes. Cornell University researcher John Losey found that when caterpillars of the monarch butterfly were fed Bt corn pollen in the lab, 40% of them died unexpectedly. His research was denigrated by the biotech industry. Nature magazine retracted Ignacio Chapella's paper after publishing his peer-reviewed work. Biotech enthusiasts challenged the interpretation of his findings.
Biology was a very diverse field of inquiry, but because of the advent of this technology, we are seeing a narrowing down and a trimming off of all those branches of biology just to the benefit of this one side. And I very much want to fight against that. Just as we are losing genetic diversity, we are losing intellectual diversity that we are going to find very, very needed in the future.
The conventional wisdom in the U.S. today is that ag biotechnology is progress. There's not a lot of encouragement for young scientists to carry out research that might raise questions about that basic judgment.
The corporate control of genetic research is not limited to the field of agriculture.
They allowed the patenting of one of the genes responsible for breast cancer. And many researchers who'd been working on a cure for breast cancer were no longer allowed to use that gene in their research because another company had patented it and charged them very, very high fees. Some of the major pharmaceutical companies have gone into university laboratories and sued those laboratories and sued researchers who are using the genes that they own. This is probably the largest private takings of what should be the commons that we all own in common that you could possibly imagine. And I think one of the most disturbing economic trends of our times.